Mexicans here separate Cinco de Mayo, but Mexicans in Mexico don't celebrate. Constancy, purpose, endurance. All of these words, relentless resistance. That stuff becomes a part of your character, and also you use it. Just like the white man gonna give me something and I'm gonna hobble along my behind. I'm gonna hobble till I get the way I wanna be. So you don't get to be exactly like you want to be, but we're not gonna sit around here hobbled up, not much longer. Why? Because we're getting ready already. Imagine, when I first came out of the hospital, I didn't have all these. When I got jumped up, they pushed the button and I'm off to the road. And then here comes the other stuff come creeping, but just a minute, boss man, that's what they trying to do. That comes from relentless look. If they can have people in wheelchairs, if they can have people blind, if they can have people that can't even use their bodies, doing all kind of stuff, then who they think they messing with, and we can still walk and laugh and talk and see and all of that. Archives, documentaries, chronicles, historian. So we want to become the ninth wonder of the world. He said he had 8, I don't know all of them are, but anyway. You know, now I know you, y'all start laughing. This is like, our life already is like a Marvel comic book, tell the truth. It's like a doggone Marvel comic book. In fact, the people do in the comic books, we know that ain't real, but what we're doing is actually real. And we're not losing any, right? We just cruising along and like, man, this is strategic depth, that's what it is. 21st century motivation. So our goal right now is to execute the Quran and engage the Quran in our own life, in the movement. Like the people talk about, they got a lot of little shakes around, they broke the back of the movement. So there's no movement, but it's a lot of little petty shakes floating around, talking and chit-chatting and what have you. We don't want to do that. So whether we're famous or whether we're unheard of, As-Sabiqun gets the job done. It's like the Lone Ranger. He'd come in and do the job and he'd ride out of town. That's what As-Sabiqun, that's the picture. As-Sabiqun. They get the work done before, in some cases, anybody knows it's something to do. Hey man, when we chose the name As-Sabiqun, it was deep. But that was over 20 years ago deep. We deep into every word of As-Sabiqun, the vanguard, the pioneers. So we want to execute Quran, engage the Quran. 21st century motivation. So we want to prepare the ground so people will just dream about the possibilities of a new world. So this 2020 vision, it's settling in now about, it's not way off, it's settling into specifics. Strategic depth, strategic alliance. Highest level of warfare is what? To interrupt the plans without fighting. To interrupt, that's a strategy, that's Clausewitz. No, that's Lao too. Sways in, they got to call him a lot of them. They call him Sways in, Lao Tzu.
Sun Tzu?
Sun Tzu, yeah. But they call it Sun Tzu, they call it Sways in too. The Chinamen call him You know, like if we say Mao Zedong, they say the real pronunciation. I was listening to the thing the other day, and the Chinaman was saying, sways in.
Yeah, I never heard that.
They were saying sways in. It's the same thing, the art of war and all that. The book, guess what they call it? The way, the path, you know. It is something that's very important. Number one, if you don't like the game, change it. Change the game. Change the rules, and you name what victory is. Might as well, what the heck, right? We have changed the game, and we've changed the rules. We change the rules all the time. You're not supposed to tell people your goals, you're not supposed to do none of that, and we do it all the time, in the way we want to. Because we got an idea of what it's going to make him do. And he doesn't. I mean, I'm talking about 85 to 90% of the time. You tell him our plan, this is where we headed, boss man. He gonna get right out there till he finally get a little sense and try to double psychology, you know, like double reverse. He try to, he's a little slow. No. The only way he beat us out is he get out there ahead, and then he turns and keep us fighting amongst each other. He keeps the world fighting each other, right? Divide, conquer, and rule. And if he can keep up, even if we're weak, but we're weaker than him from all our fighting, he can still rule us. That's what his game is right now. Yeah, okay. We'll skip a lot of this past memory. Well, okay, we'll spend a few seconds on it. In the past, that was memory making. Remember subconscious? You have to control your subconscious. When you become aware, you have to control what you allow to go in your subconscious. And that goes in there by repetitive. That's in the past. So in the long past, it was a process of memory making. When we were in the process of memory making, we realized that, wait a minute, we can control not only our goals and our purposes, where we want to go and what we want to do, but we can control the memories that we're going to, how we remember. You know, it's how you remember something. It's how you see it. Not exactly what it is, because if you're a revolutionary, everything, like everything Allah created is good. It's strictly like that. Right? So everything that we put in us, when we become conscious, we want it to be good. That's right in the situation of memory making. But now, we're in the process of developing our own memory making. Now is different. We're really feeding ourselves new vocabulary, new ideas, new words. We're not just going to have a goal now, like in the past. We're going to write the history we want to read. Can you imagine? Goal setting is kind of like that, but now, so memory making past, but in the present now, we're heavily involved in selective memory. you're never gonna not remember stuff, but you can, what you repeat to yourself over and over again, you can select that. So stuff you don't want that to happen, just in one brain cell, you got 14 billion brain cells, so it's just over there in one of the little cells somewhere. But the stuff that you want to remember and that you want to be in your memory and to help you and to build you, just keep feeding it to yourself over and over again. Historical revisionism. Take charge of the narrative. So people, this is like rewriting history. Yeah, rewriting history. So we're writing our own history, that's what it's all about. So we're in charge of our own narrative. Historical revisionism, to revise according to selective memory, those things out of your own memory that are true, that are on the borderline, but they're going through a process of reshaping, reforming, right? Because this is a different time. And it's not lying, it's revisionism. This is the revised edition. Not big stuff, but a little historical revisionism. And that's where we're headed now. Now, memory shaping. Public and private. I have Edward Bernays here. He was involved in a lot of shaky stuff. That was, what's his name? Nephew. Huh?
The father of public relations.
Father of public relations. The father.
Manipulation and everything.
Oh my goodness. So, Edward Bernays was really slick. That was, what's the little psych? What's his name? Nephew? Freud. That was Freud's nephew. Okay. So, starting tomorrow, sunset will be 8:03. And so we'll pray Maghrib at about 8:10 or something like that. And sunrise is at 6:03, so we'll pray, kick it as long as we can. Now we'll pray at 5:15 for now, but we'll be back at 4 minutes. But we want to kick it just a little bit for the people that happen to get up a little late, Ishahu or stuff like that, Okay. The immigrants can misread all the stuff they can, because they be thinking, well, according to now, Shahu is at 4 o'clock. And after 4 o'clock you can't eat, 4:10 you can't eat. That's too bad for them. See, Ramadan, the people don't read what Ramadan, from when you can tell the difference between the thread and the light thread, you see. They thought there was one poor guy, he had a guy under the cover and he said, I'll wait till I can see distinguish from this white thread from the black thread. Of course, he wasn't paying no attention to what the Quran and Hadith was saying. But they got people like that. You know what I mean? And they'll pass that on, that immigrant Islam, they'll pass it on to us. Yeah. And the Pope brothers, man, they had us all scrunched up. You can't do this and you can't do that.
That's true.
You can't brush your teeth. You can't, I said, man, I can't swallow nothing. And if you swallow a little bit accidentally, you have nullified your thing. And then, as I'm studying, I said, well, the hadith, the fiqh is clear. If every day I just been strolling along and I get thirsty, I just walk over and drink some water. You know, and in the first days of Ramadan, you almost do that sometimes. You forget. But if you forget, you don't have to make that up. You don't have to. You can eat till your belly is puffed out, and you really forgot. You don't have to throw the food up or run around the track 50 times. You don't have to do nothing. You still get the benefit of that fast. Yeah, it's not void. It's not bottled. It ain't none of that stuff. But anyway, so that's the times we're going to be using tonight. This is Sunday, yeah. We can set up either after today or we can do it tomorrow. You know, set up the tables and everything.
Yeah, it'd be better for me today.
Okay, all right. We'll do that, okay. In fact, where's that table?
I gotta clean it. Remember that table last, I don't know if we cleaned it yet.
From when the tablecloth caught fire.
Yeah.
I cleaned one of them down there,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
That is, no, the other table, we want to have one of those over there, the white tables. And we usually put one of those other tables. Yeah, that table, glad I'm sitting there looking at the doggone table.
Right.
Yeah, that's called a scotoma. Yeah, that's real. White folks make up words for everything. You're looking right at something and you can't see it. A scotoma. Yeah, they got all kind of little trick stuff like that. But this wasn't no trick. I just wasn't paying no attention. That's all. It ain't no big deal. Okay. I'll be quick. Priorities. Resistance movement of North America. National War of Liberation. As-Sabiqun Liberation Organization. As-Sabiqun Liberation Movement. Psychological asymmetric warfare. Mission, liberation struggle to liberate Islamic movement from foreign control and domestication, inferiority complexes, sold out leadership. We've got to liberate our agenda from defeatism and an attitude of impossibility. Thinking that you can't do it, it's impossible to do it. National mobilization, project management, College of Islamic Movement Studies, Department of Strategic and Islamic Studies. We all been through all of that 1,000 times. And threshold of a new era, yet composed of familiar elements. That's definitely happened. So As-Sabiqun has been a model of longevity, what can be done under the most critical circumstances, role model for the movement. It's possible and it's done. When you figure out it's possible, you've already done it. We're going to just wrap that up and call it a day, inshallah. So, are there any questions or any comments?
I'm looking at the YouTube feed.
Yeah, no, this is Facebook.
I mean Facebook. Oh, that's Facebook.
This is Facebook.
How do we let our viewers, since it is Ramadan coming up, about donations or anything like that? Is that
Oh, donations.
priority?
Yeah.
Dear
brothers, that is a very good, I think it's a brilliant suggestion. No. When we first started our Eid guitars, we did that out of our own, resources all the time. Then a little while, a few people started helping, and then, but now they done isolated us, they done cut us off from all assistance. The only thing we get is what we have. We're thankful to a few brothers just this last Friday. They just kicked in, and it's helpful. But now our policy, we're going to feed the people no matter what. No matter what happens, we're going to do that. But the brothers and sisters that want to be really progressive, especially some of our better off brothers have all kind of access to everything, and I see our brothers running over and dumping fistfuls of money into, let's say pockets that may not either need it or use it properly. But you got to remember, we right here in the neighborhood. You've already seen what we do with money. We don't keep none of it for ourselves. We don't have no slush funds for others. We just use it for the people. I think that's the reason we done got so, I think Allah makes it easy for us because Allah knows what our niyyah is. Allah knows it. Okay, so we automatically help everybody, no matter what we have. Like we're going to feed the people in a few minutes. And that's what we're going to do with everything. Everything that we had, our housing that we have, the cars that we, originally all of that was specifically to help brothers buy cars and what have you. And we buy a car, and of course not, the Negro burns you automatically, but we still, as soon as we get out of these woods, we're going to be doing that again. So not only housing, right? Not only schools, businesses, but all of those things that help the community grow. So the address is on there, 4603 Benning Road, Southeast. They can send a regular check to those places. And I think they should go get a postal money order, because if you leave, first of all, we'd like for you to call and double check in a roundabout way if you got the, somebody, because the government messes with our mail out there. That's just been happening. But we need your help to do all the things that we want to do. So we would appreciate all the support and all the help. Now, see, the thing about this financial support, you don't have to be here in the masjid. You don't have to risk your life coming here knowing that you're going to be under surveillance and all of that, right? But you could you can go to the post office and get a postal money order and pop it in the mail. Don't nobody know where it came from, and you can put your cousin's return address on there and have the police watching him. No, really, that's the way it is. If you think we're playing, you haven't been listening to what we are. If you think that none of this is true and it's fictitious, then there ain't no sense in you watching us, because we're going to be dealing with these issues from now on, just like we've been dealing with them in the past. So we thank you in advance for sending your hard-earned donations to us. The only thing we say is we're not going to abuse it and not going to misuse it. And we don't know how we keep money flowing. Every now and then I just look at the books and they don't balance. Guess what? They have never balanced. I don't know why. The only thing I can feel is like it's like this. The Hadiths, when they was off to war on a caravan or something, they said, Rasulullah, we hungry as we can be, and we in big trouble. And he said, bring what you got. They put a little pile of food and stuff there, and he made dua. And the people kept coming and getting food and coming and getting food. And it never diminished, and I don't know. That's the way I feel about us. I mean, look, the truth is, if for 40 years direct, 10 years in Jahiliyyah, or no, 15, if the whole goal of the government has been isolation, cut off, and sanctions for all of those times, right? And we ain't never ran out of no money, something is going on. That's just all it is, something is going on. That don't say we'll never run out of money, it technically don't make no difference. Not to me, but something is going on. If they cut off anybody from their regular funding source, they done cut us off, sanctioned us, isolated us, everything. And we're still cruising along. So Allah is real. That's the only thing I can figure out is that Allah, just like the believers brought their little packages of food, and the people just kept coming and coming and coming, you know. Yeah. So thank y'all very much. Are there any more questions or comments? Alhamdulillah bil alameen. Well, we're going to go downstairs, and y'all could, we'll wait about 5 minutes to make sure everything is just right. And we'll feed the public. You know, that feels real good, too. So how do y'all compare with going down to the Islamic program week before last, and last week with the... We didn't go, did we go last week downtown?
Last week. It was a week before last.
Week before last, yeah.
I enjoyed doing what we did here last week. You know, people are more appreciative, you know.
Yeah.
People look at you funny down there. You know, you're trying to give them free food. Well, you're not trying to give them free food, but you know.
Did you love food, man?
Yeah, it's just...
What are you talking about? Is this halal? What do you think it's going?
Well, it seems like they ought to, initially, they think you're selling it. You know, that's the first
That's
thing.
what they, and then when you're not selling, they get worse.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the food?
Yeah, because that's what they would
No,
ask me. Yeah.
just taste the damn food. That's all. If you think something's wrong, then. Sure, all right. Just taste the food. There's really something about the masses. Anyway, the Negro is all right. They can say what they want. But anyway, okay, we'll head on down and
Okay.
start getting ready.
All right.
Okay.